He's laughing at the last video. Right, this is a quick video about why you need a best mate to be successful. All right? Now, it takes a long time. I mean, as a kid, you grow up and you've got all of these friends and you think you're popular. But you might be, all right? But these friends are nothing more than acquaintances on a different scale, all right? A lot of the friends you have at school I don't speak to most of the people that I knew at school. It's not that I don't speak to, I just don't see them. You all went your own way. But if you can count on your hands, by the time you get to 30, 5 good mates, you're doing better than well. But there'll be that one fucking pain in the ass that will be there. And you might drive each other insanely crazy, as I do to him and he does to me. But when the shit goes wrong, you pick the phone up and he says, I'm there. You need one of them. You could be complete opposites, but you need somebody when the shit goes down, right? And I'm not saying, oh, it's all coming on top, but you need, when you've reached either depression or you're in a financial situation, you need a lift, you need a lot of different things, but you also need somebody to stay there and say, yeah, I'll get a kick in with you. No, try to avoid this, by the way, but that kind of person. Anyway, I've got one over here, but we're going to get on to, because there's been numerous times where I've needed his help and he's needed mine. Because if you're just going to him for help and he never comes to you, it's not a satisfactory feeling and it's a one-sided relationship. But, as I said in the last video, we talk about breakups, right? Glyn went through his breakup because I was breaking up and getting back together with this woman because I hadn't faced the facts in the last video. That's the video about breakups. See that first, otherwise. But Glyn did. And he had to go through all of these processes and then had to learn how to live again, because like me, he had invested his entire life and reshaped a lot of his life to suit married life. Most people do. Relationships are about give and take, so you have to give up certain things to gain certain things, and then you have to try and work along together. And it's if you work out that that's not working, that's when problems happen. But generally speaking, you rub along together and try to accommodate each other. However, at this point, that's failed. It's split up. Not through his fault, by the way. He's going through depression, and I've had to walk him through it. And I've actually had to give him some tips and advice about how to meet other people because he's been off the market for a long time. It's normal. That's what happens. Anyway, I've done that. He was without a place to live. I've put him up. I don't think anything about this. Anyway, shoes on the other foot now. I've split up. He was there for me. Now, I was one of these years ago before I woke up that believed that, oh, poor me, that kind of shit, right? And I needed a fucking man up. And at that point, people were starting to try and push that everybody's special, everybody's got a problem, and poor old Johnny or poor old Jeanette or whatever, and what they were doing was weakening all of us mentally. So I said, and I excused, because I'm bipolar, that me having these spurgs, these emotional fucking flip outs and whatever else, I could blame it all on I'm special. You're not. Doesn't matter what they prescribed you with at the doctor, you're not fucking special in the eyes of him upstairs or nature. You're just another fucking human being walking around, but you've actually weakened yourself by encouraging somebody to put a fucking label on you. Well, the autist next to me, which doesn't accept it, but there you go. He was.
I'm special too.
Yeah, well, you'll only pull the card in front of a woman when you want a fucking sympathy blowjob, but it works. Well, at least it's worked for him, hasn't it? Anyway, they haven't found the bodies, so it really doesn't matter. Moving on. When I started throwing a fit, right, about this, and he said, no, you're not special. Man up, you fucking pussy. And I went, you can't say that to me! He went, I can, and I am. And I thought, what a cunt. That's my best mate. He's supposed to be giving me love and affection in a manly way, you know, oh, bless and all the rest of it. No, it's the worst thing you can fucking do. How to wreck a person is by endorsing their patheticness. No, get them back on an even keel. Shut up, you fucking lettuce. Get dressed. Stop moping in your fucking flat. Come down the fucking place. We're going to get pissed. I don't want to. Shut up. I don't care what you want. And I had anxiety and I'm thrown up and all the rest of it at the time. However, we would go out and have a good night. And you thought, fuck, it's capable. It's possible. But how you deal with depression, right, is you do not let it have you alone. This was the first thing you taught me, wasn't it? Right? if you leave just you and yourself to depression, you'll go down and down and down until eventually you probably take your own life. Don't want that. You've got to do the things you don't want to do. This involves going out. This involves manning up. This involves stop being a pussy. You have to ask yourself this. A lot of these people say, I've got PTSD. I'm just looking at the face over here because this is one of his pet hates. Some of these people go, oh, well, a balloon went off near me, so I've got PTSD. No, it's not. You're a pussy. Man up. A lot of people say, oh, I was bullied as a kid. I've got PTSD. No, you haven't. You're a pussy. Man up. It's fact.
True.
Right? I've got this, I've got that. No, you're a fucking pussy. Man up. You're ruining your life because some cunts give you an excuse. Don't accept that excuse. They're actually not doing you a favour. So when you do eventually man up, because you've not given yourself the excuse, you feel obliged to go out and do what you've got to do. This then actually releases endorphins and happiness when you go out and you meet people, you talk to people, you have a sing, you have a pint, get in a fight if you have to. All of these different things gets you back on an even keel. But the first thing you do to fight depression is understand that if you give in to depression, you're fucked. So you have to fight it all the way. And this isn't easy. But if you take responsibility for all the bad things that have happened in your life, are probably your fault. That's going to hurt, isn't it? You want an excuse. You want to be able to blame women for it. You want to blame mum and dad for it. You want to blame all this stuff, but not really. Because it's the way you handle stuff that makes you a weakling and a pussy. All right? Man up. Get over it. How many people came back from the First World War and said, oh, I'm fucking terrible because of the First World War? All the other cunts would have looked at him and said, shut up, you fucker, we all went through it. Grow up. And it was that ethos that they'd all been through it. They all knew they'd been through it. And so no one of them was special. So they got over it. Not totally, but a lot of it. They managed to go on and have a life. And this is the same thing with depression. Depression's been about since the fucking beginning of time. It was used to be called melancholy. Right? But people just got by. They used different techniques to get by, but they did. But they didn't let it rule their life, and don't let it rule you. Rule yours. I think I need another coffee. But yeah, depression is being pushed along with happy pills on our society at the moment because doctors get a kickback from the medication they prescribe, and Big Pharma wants people buying their products. So the whole system is being geared up to make you a victim so that you're... I did 20 years on happy pills. I'm not on them anymore, right? Now, how is it I managed to come off happy pills? I changed my way of thinking, and it's worked. And there's so many side effects with happy pills as well. But it's not easy. None of this shit I'm teaching you now is easy. And that's why so many people fail in life, because they don't make the effort. Life is all about making effort. So, if you're depressed, confide in your mate, but don't bull the ass off him. And you will get those people that just repeat over and over again. And when you give them advice, they don't listen. These are misery bores. They're not looking for fucking results. They're not looking for help. They're looking for sympathy. Don't endorse them. And they'll call you a cunt. Were you around when I did that to somebody? I just fucking ripped the prick apart. It was in a chat room. But he needed it. It was, oh, poor me, poor me. No, it's not poor you. You're a cunt. You're a miserable cunt who brings every other cunt down. And then you move to another server and you do it all again. You're a cunt. And I went through the cunt. And he hated me for it. But I bet he went off and had to think about it. Anyway, as I said in the previous video, we're off to get a washing machine, and I'll show you how to install that, because to be honest, some of these companies that come and install your washing machines are no better than, but they're just shit. I know, because I used to work for these companies, and the amount of places that get flooded out.
Well, can I do it? I'd like it done properly.
Fuck you.
Well.
That's a proper relationship. Banter. Oh, by the way, we'll have to explain banter to some of you as well. It's the art of abusing your friend to its finest point, because he appreciates a well-crafted insult. Also, it hones your skills, so that when the time comes and you need to probably give somebody some shit that you don't know, you're there.